All right, hello students. We skipped kind of the first chart. We're going to go over the second chart here because a lot of that is just kind of information that I think we're going to cover pretty well in this example or this exercise. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, here you go. It says for each column, write the coordinate of the point that are related to the given point and the criteria listed in the first column. So they give us points here, and there's criteria they want us to find. It says point S 5, 3, so 5, 3, which is right here, has been reflected over the x-axis, so they're reflected over the x-axis to M, and over the y-axis, that's L, as a guide, and its images are shown in the coordinate plane. It says use the grid below to help you locate each point and its corresponding coordinate. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of do the first two columns together. I'm going to do kind of these two columns with you. We're going to fill them out. And your job is you're going to fill out the second portion over here. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of get to it. So we look at the first point as S is 5, 3. Here's S is 5, 3. It says the given point is reflected across the x-axis. So if this is the point, we find the x-axis and it's reflected over it. Very similar to what we did in example 1 with the number line. This is 1, 2, 3 units away from x. That means its reflection must be 3 units away in the opposite direction. S is above, that means its reflection is M down here, which is 3 units away. So let's go ahead and label that. So the reflection of this is M, and we can go ahead and label it. X is still 5 because it didn't go side to side, it went up and down, which means the y value changed. Well, M is at -3, so this is 5, -3. All right, so there you go. Let's go and look at the next one together. I'll put all of these. I'm going to put this point in green. So this point is -2, 4. So you go ahead and -2 is right here, up 4. There's the point. Now we're going to reflect it across the x-axis. Here's the x-axis. Well, this is 4 units above. So that means its reflection must be 4 units below. And once again, notice they're right on top of each other. And so we look at this point is -2. So once again, the x stays the same and the y turns or changes to the opposite. So there you go. So hopefully you notice kind of some similarities. The x value stayed the same. The y value is its opposite. The x value stays the same. Y value is its opposite. So I'd like you to pause the video. I want you to try to fill in these two. Using the coordinate plane, see what you come up with. See if that pattern stays the same. X value stays the same, and Y value is its opposite. When you come back, we're going to go over the next row. All right, welcome back. Let's go over the next point. It says the given point is reflected across the y-axis. So once again, we're still talking about S here. Reflected over the y-axis. Well, here's the y-axis. It goes over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points over. So that means its reflection must go 5 points the other way. So its reflection now is the L. So the x value is changing. It goes from +5 to -5. The y value, of course, stays the same. It stays on this line that's +3. So there you go. All right, let's go and look at the next one. Kind of our green one over here, which is -2, +4, which is right here. I reflect it over the y-axis. Remember, the up and down is the y-axis. That's 1, 2 over. That means I have to go 1, 2 the opposite direction. And there it is. So that point would be labeled. Well, instead of -2, it changes to +2. And of course, the 4, the y value stays the same. So just like before, you can pause the video now and take care of these two, or you can kind of fill out the rest of it and take care of all these at once. So let's continue to kind of move through this. If we looked at on this column of S, it says the given point is reflected first across the x-axis. So we're going from here across the x-axis to here to M, and then across the y-axis. Well, from M, we're going to reflect it across the y-axis and actually comes here to this point A. So there's our point A. So you notice kind of once I get kind of used to it, I don't have to count every time. I know this is 3 units above, so I go 3 units below. I know this is 5 units away, so I have to go 5 units on the other side. So what point, where is this located? The x value is -5. The y value is now -3. So when you reflect it across the x-axis, the y value changes from positive to negative. When you reflect it across the y-axis, the x value changes from positive to negative, or the opposite. So since we did both, now both have changed. So s is +5, +3. A is -5 and -3. So let's do the same thing now with our green dot up here. So first we're going to reflect it across the x-axis, which we already have down here. And now we're going to reflect this across the y-axis. Well, 2 over would be 2 over this direction. So here would be the kind of the double reflection. So now we have x is a +2. The y is a -4. So once again, both opposites of the given number. Here's our given. Here's the opposites. And once again, you can pause the video and fill this out, or we're going to go over the last one together. In the last row, now it says given point reflected first across the y-axis and then across the x-axis. Well, this is the opposite kind of what we did up here. We went x first, y second. Now we're going to go y first, x second. The question is that going to change anything? Well, let's take a look. We're starting here at s. If I reflect this across the y-axis, that gives me to L. If I reflect L, well, that gives me back to A. So it doesn't matter the directions you go first. If you go x then y or y then x, it's going to get you to the same point, -5, -3. So you should notice that these two rows here are exactly the same. But of course, I want you to go through the steps just so you can make sure that you understand how to do this. So if I kind of went to the green one again, reflected over the y first, x second. So that gives me here, reflected over the x, 4 up means 4 down. So there it is. So back to this dot, which is +2 and -4. All right, so your job, remember, is to fill out the remainder of this table. And so you should have all this filled out, and I'll probably be calling on you later in this period to kind of give me those answers. All right, you can go and stop the video and go and move on to the next one.